Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy and welcome to my channel, Vinyl Voodoo. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't yet, go ahead and give me a like, maybe subscribe, and how about hit that notification bell to keep you updated for when I post new videos. Thanks, and let's get into the video. So I'd like to take today as an introduction to me and who I am and where I am along my vinyl journey. So many years ago, actually after high school, I worked in if you can remember back this far, I worked in a Sam Goody, which eventually became FYE, which is for your entertainment. But I worked there a number of years while I was going to college. And during that time, of course, you get some perks by working in a store like that. Got an employee discount. And of course, I utilized it quite a bit. I accumulated several hundred CDs. Where they are today, I could not tell you, but I had several stacks of CDs, like those big binders that would hold hundreds, 200 at a time. And of course, you kept them all in there with the liner notes, so on and so forth. So I've always really been big into music. And when I was younger, of course, you kind of hit that trend when you're younger because you don't really have any control over what you listen to at that point. So I was always listening to what my parents listened to, and that was kind of a mix of like maybe 80s rock, 80s pop, and a lot of country and western thrown in the mix. So I was influenced by that a lot. When I hit high school, I discovered new bands, new music, so on and so forth. And before long, I mainly listened to rock and alternative. Maybe some rap thrown in here and there, or maybe some country and western from time to time. Because, like I said, because of my influence when I was younger, I'm still a big fan of that. So, of course, we moved on from the CDs and cassettes. Vinyl has been around all this time, and I'm amazed by that. I've never really been big into vinyl until recently. I know a few people who collect it and they love the nostalgia portion of it. And I actually love the physical media portion of it as well. I love the fact that there is a secondary market on it where you don't have to pay crazy amounts of money to find good records. One thing I do love about vinyl is the fact that it kind of forces you to sit down and listen to the entire album and you learn to enjoy it. When I had CDs, it was a quick pop in and out of the CD player and you could quickly choose your song that you wanted to listen to, so on and so forth. I had a handful of CDs that I would rarely actually listen to the entirety of its contents because it was just so easy to select what you actually wanted to hear. So I actually love that about vinyl. I love the fact that it forces you to listen to all of the tracks. With that being said, I started my vinyl journey last year. So my setup includes a number of Kenwood components, a lot of which I thrifted in a very short period of time. I thought I got a pretty good deal on most of them. So I have a Kenwood receiver, a Kenwood 5 disc CD player, a Kenwood dual cassette player, as well as one of my most recent add-ons was a Kenwood powered subwoofer, which has made a tremendous difference in the sound of my music. So my turntable I bought brand new was an Audio Technica AT LP60. I love it for what it is. It does have a internal phono amp, but I decided here recently to get away from the internal component of the preamp and I purchased an external one. And the difference is amazing. It's kind of brought new life into a lot of old records that I was listening to before, but was never really fully able to enjoy until now. And I absolutely adore these records. So that's kind of where I'm at in my journey. I told myself once I started listening to vinyl that I would explore new musical avenues and different highways, to get lost in it, to find things that I had never heard or things that I wanted to explore but never actually took the time. So that's what my musical journey has led me to now. And I just thought I'd share that with you guys. I love discussing it. I love hearing the vinyl community on YouTube talk about it. I love hearing the vinyl community here on YouTube talk about their stories and talk about uh, um, where they were when they found a specific record, so on and so forth. So that's where I'm at today, and that's what I'm bringing you. So, one of the biggest bands in my head that I have been influenced by recently to kind of venture down these rabbit holes, and kind of what led me down to finding this obscure rock that I have been craving recently, to bands unknown unless you're looking for them, unless you've heard them before, unless you know what you're looking out, what you're seeking out, then, those really obscure bands. And it really intrigues me, these little bands that nobody has ever heard of, or these newer bands that are bringing back that old sound. So I'm really just intrigued by all of it. I love the reissues, which brings me to my next point. I really want to give a big shout out to a couple of YouTube channels. Number one, I'd love to shout out Dylan at Noble Records, and Jonas with Sublime Media, and Vinyl Reckoning as well. So those YouTubers have really influenced me along my vinyl journey, and I couldn't be happier with some of the selections and recommendations that they've put out there. And I really enjoyed watching their videos. So I hope you guys really enjoy watching mine as well. So one of the biggest bands that kind of has influenced me along my journey has been Savoy Brown. So Savoy Brown is they were a British rock band. They're kind of like that blues rock, in case you've never heard of them. First of all, I love the artwork on their albums. And of course, I think the ones I have, they're all on the Parrot label as well. But this is some really great rock, blues rock. And a lot of the melodies in here are really just captivating. You can get really lost in them. And I love just sitting back here in my record room, in my chair, and just turning on the radio, turning on, playing a record, and just getting lost in the music, because I find myself more and more here recently doing that, and I absolutely love it. I don't have to focus on the lyrics or any one thing in particular. They're not trying to be anything more than musicians playing a great song in that moment. And I love absolutely getting lost in it. So this actual vinyl here was handed down to me from a family member. And so this was kind of one of my first records into that gateway of obscure rock. And then, of course, I have the Savoy Brown Hellbound Train. This one here, again, on the Parrot label. This one here actually took me for a ride. I've tried to buy blind, if that makes any sense. Things I've never heard before, but things that, maybe I was interested in the cover. And so that's what I kind of went with. It was like, ooh, look at that cover. But going into the record store and knowing who Savoy Brown already was, this one here completely blew me away. Now, I don't know in what orders these things came out. But I know I love this one. I really enjoyed this one. But this one took it to a whole new ball game, and I can't wait to seek out more like it. This blues rock, I love that. And so I've progressed into more heavier things, more acid rock, maybe some acid folk, some prog rock, so on and so forth. And so those are just a few that I just thought I'd share with you today, and kind of tell you where I'm at in my whole journey and where I'm starting off. So if you guys have any recommendations of what you think, some ideas of what I can seek out, then please let me know. And I'll be getting into some more vinyl records in my next video to talk about. I don't have a very expansive collection, but I feel like you don't need an expansive collection to have a good collection or a really great collection. So I'm very particular in what I purchase. I'm trying to curate a specific sound through my vinyl library. So, but anyway, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell once again. Thanks for watching, and y'all take care.